Hello, everyone. In this video, we will show you how to send data such as CSV, XML, JSON using the V4 Integrate API. The V4 Integrate API facilitates the transmission of payload records. The REST variant supports CSV, JSON, or XML formats, allowing the REST envelope format to be included in the body of the V4 Integrate. This approach streamlines the invocation of the Skyvva API, exclusively utilizing the REST variant, like services apexrest Skyvvasolutions V4 Integrate with the option of using XML, JSON, or CSV payloads. As a prerequisite, you should understand how to create an integration. Create metadata provider, repository, message type, and create an interface. Now, let's start. Navigate to the Integration tab. Click on the existing integration. And click on the Interface tab. I have already created an inbound interface, so proceed to click on the interface details. In the interface, the source name contains account object. Link it with the message type. Select inbound direction and the operation type using upsert. After setting already, click on the Open Mapping button. Where we have to map some fields. This function allows you to drag and drop the field you want. In this step, you just drop note to note and field to field you want to send to Salesforce. In the mapping tool, we have already demonstrated in a previous video. After mapping some fields, click Save the Mapping. So, now go to create the response interface. It means outbound direction. You can specify the business response. We already created the response interface. Then click on the interface. On the interface detail, we configure the source name account, link it with the message type, and setting outbound direction. Then click the Open Mapping button. For this function, you need to map some fields to do the outbound direction on the response interface. This mapping tool we have already demonstrated in a previous video. Then click Save the Mapping. After configuring the interface already, then navigate to Postman. We are using Postman as the client for testing the Skyvva V4 API. So, now we're using Postman for the configuration of the V4 Integrate API to push records. On the Postman, the API input the Salesforce classic URL and inputs some part of our V4 API services apexrest Skyvvasolutions V4 Integrated. In the query param, you have to input integration name, interface name, mode using synchronous, request format, and response format. For this example, the request format we using CSV, while using CSV need the separator. After configuring the query params on Postman, you will see the URL contains, as an example here. So then click on Authentication, select the bearer token, and then including access token that you get from Salesforce. Now, click the body section, and you can input records payload into the body with formats such as CSV, XML, and JSON. For example, we configure CSV formats. Here is the CSV payload. Then click Send. We got the success status. So now we have posted data to Salesforce completely through Skyvva V4 API. After the process is successful, navigate to Integration. Click on the Message Monitor tab. and click the Apply Filter button. You will observe an API message with the comment Inbound API Call and Business Message Creative Account. So click on Message Detail. On the API message, get comment Inbound API Call. The business message of the account have comment Creation of Account, and you can see the value iData here. Click on Account as Subject to verify the record in Salesforce. Here are the records payload that we have sent from the V4 API. Then click on the business message of the contact have comment Creation of Contact, and you can see the value iData here. Click on Contact as Subject to verify the record in Salesforce. Here are the contact records payload. So this time, we will send the payload XML. We are using the same URL that have configuration. In the query param, we using the same integration and interface, we just changes only the request format to XML. Click on Authentication, select the bearer token, and then including access token. Then click on Body, and you can input the XML payload here. Here is the XML payload. Then click Send. We got the success status. So now we have posted data to Salesforce completely through Skyvva V4 API. After the process is successful, go to Verify the Message Monitoring. Navigate to Message Monitoring, click the Apply Filter button. You will observe an API message with the comment Inbound API Call and Business Message Creative Account. Then click on the message detail. On the API message and the business message of the account and contact, you can see the value iData here. Click on Account as Subject to verify the record in Salesforce. Here are the records payload that we have sent from the V4 API. Then, in this step, we will send the payload JSON. Navigate to Postman. We are using the same URL that have configuration and the same integration and interface. We just changes only the request format to JSON. Click on Authentication, select the bearer token, and then including access token. Then click on Body, and you can input the JSON payload here. Here is the JSON payload. Then click Send. We got the success status. We have posted data to Salesforce completely through Skyvva V4 API. After the process is successful, go to Verify the Message Monitoring again. Here is the API message with a comment Inbound API Call. Click on the message detail. Here is the API message and the business message of the account and contact. You can see the value iData here. Then click on the account to verify the data in Salesforce. Here are the records payload that we have sent from the V4 API. Currently, we will show you the custom business response. You can define the structure that you want as the response. Then, navigate to Interface. Click Edit the interface, linking the relation between the interface request link response and the response link request. After linked interface already, navigate to Postman. Here is the standard response payload that we have sent above case. Now, we click Send again. That case we want to show you with the business response, so all the configuration are the same. Here is the business response that we have setting. Navigate to Verify Message Monitoring. Here is the root API message that has two API. API request is the interface we do inbound, and API response is the interface we do the outbound. Click on Message Detail. On the detail message, you can see the tree of root API message and request API message, also response API message. For the business messages of the account and contact is under the API message and root API message. From the above case, we have shown you the synchronous mode. So this time we show you the asynchronous mode. For the asynchronous mode, it can send the records bigger than the synchronous mode because we have created the job on Salesforce for processing the data. Click Edit the interface. Select asynchronous mode. And in the Inbound Processing Behavior field, select the queuable apex. While we are using the asynchronous mode, the job default is queuable apex. In this mode, we use the queuable apex type to process the interface. Then click Save button. Currently, navigate to Postman. Click on Query Param and change from synchronous mode to asynchronous mode. Then click Send. After click Send, we got the success status with job ID on the response payload, so you can filter the job ID on the job apex on Salesforce. Go to Monitoring Job Status. Navigate to Setup. Find the job and click the Apex job. You will see the job ID shows as process completed, with the job type as to queuable apex. So navigate to Verify Message Monitoring. Here is the new Message Monitoring Inbound API call, which has modification of account and modification of contact. On the Message Monitoring detail has tree the message, Inbound API call, business message of account and contact. For the Inbound Processing Behavior field, you can set the following processing behavior. By default, The processing mode is queuable Apex. In this mode, we use the queuable Apex type to process the interface. If you encounter an error while using the queuable Apex asynchronous resource, you can switch to batch Apex. This mode is more powerful than the queuable Apex mode. Therefore, you can process larger request payloads. You use the mode scheduler Apex when you don't want to process the request payload immediately. In this case, we create the so-called raw basket, which you can view and process on the raw control board. You can set a schedule there to process the basket at a time of your choice. If you're using Event Trigger Apex, we create a basket to store the payload in the raw basket. Those baskets will be processed in real time by the Event Apex trigger. Note that this mode allows real-time event-based processing, but doesn't support large request sizes. You use the mode Batch Apex, large message, non-transactional. When you encounter an error, even if you have already used the mode Batch Apex. This mode is an enhancement of the existing mode Batch Apex to allow processing even larger sizes of the request payload, which you can handle with the Batch Apex mode. In this case, we use two separate Batch Apex jobs to perform the work together, enabling us to process larger request sizes than we could with the Batch Apex mode. You use the mode Scheduler Apex, large message, non-transactional, when you encounter an error while using the mode Scheduler Apex. This mode is an enhancement of the Scheduler Apex mode, allowing you to process larger request sizes. If you want to create the message only and don't process it immediately, you can choose the mode Create Message Only. This mode only creates the messages and keeps them in status new. You can process them manually with the message monitoring tool, or use the message processing job to process them at your convenience. If you want details on the differences between the Apex options, we will cover that in another video next time. Finally, in this video, we have demonstrated how to send records in formats such as CSV, XML, or JSON using the Skyvva v4 Integrate API to Salesforce. Additionally, we have explained the inbound processing behavior and how to obtain a business response tailored to specific requirements. Thank you for watching. See you in the next videos.